guys, it's your girl Sierra here, and I am back with another video. If you are new, hello, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. For those of you who have been here before, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing? So I was thinking that for these next few videos that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna do a series surrounding narcissism. And I want to do this because, for one, having been with a narcissist before, I just feel like it's something that needs to be talked about more, because I feel like it's not something that's talked about enough today in society. And given that there's not much awareness about it, I want to help spread it. Like I said, I have personally experienced it before, and I know that there are also a lot of women and men in the world who are silently dealing with narcissistic relationships, whether it's with a significant other, a friend, a child, a parent, grandparent, coworker, boss, whatever it is. Narcissism is out there, and it is a form of abuse. I feel like that's something that not a lot of people know. Narcissism is a form of abuse. So I want to bring awareness to that over these next few videos that I'm going to be doing in my narcissism series. So for today's video, my first narcissism series video, I'm going to be addressing the warning signs you should look out for that could indicate that you are dealing with a narcissist. Now, before I get into this video, I do want to first say this. Everyone, and I do mean everyone, has at least one narcissistic trait within them. So if you hear one trait and you're like, oh, this does apply to this person, do not panic. Do not stress yourself out over it, because you yourself watching this have a narcissistic trait about you as well. So if you just hear one thing about this said possible narcissist, don't worry about it too much. Now, if you just keep checking off boxes as I go throughout the video, then you may want to start to reevaluate that relationship with whoever it is that you're dealing with that could possibly be a narcissist. So I'm gonna get right into this video, but before I do, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get into the video. So as always, I have my notes. So if y'all see me looking that way, I'm going to be looking at my laptop where I have all of my notes typed out. So the first warning sign you should look out for that can indicate that you are dealing with a narcissist is if you are dealing with someone who cannot handle criticism. Now, do not get me wrong, there are some people who are just not good with receiving constructive criticism. However, you can tell when it's someone who struggles with hearing negative things about something that they take pride in versus dealing with a narcissist. Someone who just struggles with hearing constructive criticism, you could see that maybe they're feeling a bit sad about it. They're not really defensive or argumentative with you about it. You see them kind of starting to get down and just feeling a bit upset about it, and you can also tell that they are still open to hearing what you have to say, even though they may not really want to hear that. Versus dealing with the narcissist, if you tell them anything negative about themselves, they're just going to shut it down immediately. They will argue, they will debate to the death of them to tell you that whatever it is that you are saying about them that's negative is not true. One thing about narcissists, they believe that they have this perfect image, and they will do anything and say anything to protect that positive image. So if you come to them saying, you know, you did this wrong, or this is what's wrong with you, they're not going to hear that. They're very closed-minded, pessimistic, not interested in hearing what you got to say, because at the end of the day, they got to protect their perfect reputation. So if you challenge that by any means, be prepared for an argument, because they are not going to try to hear that. They just get very offended and feel very disrespected if you come to them with any sort of negativity about them. So if this is something that you notice in whoever this possible narcissist could be, check off that box. That could indicate that you are dealing with a narcissist. So the next warning sign you should look out for is if you are dealing with someone who cannot express emotions. Now, once again, sometimes people are not good with expressing their emotions. You know, they may feel sad or upset, but they just aren't really willing to open up to you. Not because they can't, it's just their own personal feelings. Maybe they just don't like opening up to people like that, or maybe they struggle with communicating how they feel. With a narcissist, they're just very flat. They come off very nonchalant and careless, and they just genuinely cannot feel for you. So let me give you an example. Actually, I'll give you two examples. The first one, so let's say you're in a relationship with your significant other, and let's say you get a phone call from your dream job and they tell you that you got the job. You get off the phone, you want to tell your partner, like, babe, guess what? Like, I got the job, I got my dream job, I'm so happy, I'm so excited, woo, and you are just so happy. And they just kind of just sit there and they're just like, that's cool, nice. It's like they aren't really feeling and experiencing that happiness and that joy with you. It's like they're forcing themselves to give you a response because they know that's what they should do and they know that's what you want to hear. Let me give you another example, a sad example. So let's say, once again, you're in a relationship with someone and you know you're not living with your parents, you're living with your partner, and let's say you get a phone call from your parents and they're like, hey, so-and-so just passed away. And it could be like a friend, a loved one, whoever, but someone passed away. And you are really upset, you're hurt, you're crying to your partner, like, hey, so-and-so just passed away. Like, I'm so upset, I'm hurt, like, I don't know what to do. Like, comfort me, like, I'm just really sad. And they just kind of just sit there just looking at you like, okay, why are you so upset? Like, it's okay, like, that's a part of life. And there's no nurture or comfort that really comes from that situation. One thing about narcissists, they just cannot sympathize nor empathize with you when you are feeling happy, sad, angry, whatever. And that's just because they just are not capable of having emotions themselves. And I know that sounds bad, but really that's true. They also struggle with expressing emotions, but it's not because they can't bring it to words. It's just weird to them. It's just something they struggle with. They just cannot feel, and that's just what it is. They cannot feel. So once again, if this is something you are noticing in this possible narcissist, go ahead and check off that box. Okay, so another thing about narcissists, something that you really need to look out for, narcissists cannot hold themselves accountable for anything. And if you bring an issue to them about something that they did wrong to you, they will not hold themselves accountable and they will deflect and make the situation all about you. Narcissists love to blame others for their own problems. So let me give an example, something that I have experienced. So I'm trying to say it without giving too much away. One of my parents got blamed for me not having a relationship with the other. That's not this other parent's fault that me and you don't have a relationship. That's on you to have a relationship with your child. So, you know, like, you want to blame my other parent because me and you don't have a relationship. That doesn't make any sense. So just going back to that, blaming someone else because you aren't getting your way, it's just a narcissist thing. They just like to blame others to make them feel better about themselves. It all just goes back to that image piece, wanting to protect their image, not wanting to blame themselves and have themselves in that negative light as to why things are going wrong in their life. And on the other hand, like I was saying before, if you bring an issue to them and say like, hey, like, you did X, Y, and Z and that really hurt me, they don't want to hear that. It's gonna go right back to you like, well, no, you're overreacting, I didn't mean it like this, it's really not that serious, blah blah blah. Or even they will bring up something that you did in the past just to once again get the attention off of them and put you in that negative light. And then you're just kind of sitting there like pretty much just feeling like shit, like, wow, like, what, maybe I am wrong, maybe I shouldn't feel this way, maybe I am overreacting. And that's what the narcissist wants. They like to manipulate you and just keep themselves in that positive light while you're over here feeling like crap and you're being made out to look like the bad guy. Something else that narcissists may do, they will give you a half-assed apology, which is something I was kind of touching on before, like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's really not that serious. You're overreacting. I guess it's always my fault, so sorry. Like, thanks for ruining the day. Like, why do you have to go and ruin the day? It's just, you will never really get a genuine apology from a narcissist. That's just what it is. So if this is something that you are noticing in this other person or people, go ahead and check off that box. That is another narcissistic trait to look out for. The next warning sign you should look out for is if you find yourself tiptoeing around this narcissist to avoid conflict. So I'm sure we all know this. In a healthy relationship, you should be able to openly communicate with your partner, friend, parent, coworker, boss, child, whatever. If you feel like you cannot bring up an issue to this person without it turning into an argument, that's concerning. If you feel like you cannot express how you feel to this person because you know it'll get automatically shut down and invalidated and swept under the rug, that's concerning. You should not feel like you have to tiptoe around someone to avoid conflict. You should feel comfortable being able to communicate to whoever it is about how you feel. If you're having a rough day, having a bad moment, if there's an issue that you want to address with this person, you should feel comfortable and confident knowing that you can come to this person and that a solution will come out at the end of whatever the topic of conversation is. If you feel like you cannot do that and like you just have to keep all of your thoughts and feelings to yourself and you just have to deal with it on your own, that's not a relationship that you want to deal with. That is something you need to get away from ASAP, because you just shouldn't feel like you have to tiptoe around someone. Like, that's just not healthy. It's just not a type of relationship that you want to be in. It's very toxic. It's very unhealthy for you. You shouldn't feel like you have to keep everything bottled up inside just to stay in good graces with the narcissist. So look out for that as well. That is another warning sign. Okay, and the final warning sign you should look out for that could indicate that you are dealing with a narcissist is if you are feeling exhausted with this person all the time. Dealing with a narcissist is one of the most exhausting and draining things you can ever deal with in your life. It is so exhausting. It's mentally exhausting, it's emotionally exhausting, it's physically exhausting. You can physically feel your body just feeling so drained, as if you just ran a freaking marathon. Like, it's just so and it's just never ending as long as you continue to deal with this narcissist. It's just a never ending cycle of feeling drained and exhausted and tired and frustrated and over it. It's just never ending. And I mean, you really have to think about it. Narcissists, they will suck all of the energy out of you. If you are constantly keeping your thoughts and feelings to yourself just to stay in good graces with the narcissist, to keep them happy, but you're not happy, that's so draining. Like, over time, that just gets so exhausting for you. If you are constantly trying to get someone to understand you, if you are constantly trying to get someone who refuses to understand you to try to understand you, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting trying to get someone to understand where you are coming from, and they're just refusing to really try to see where you're coming from and understand you and be open-minded about whatever the situation is. Like, I just cannot stress how exhausting it is to deal with the narcissist. Constantly wondering if you are really the problem or if they are, because one thing that narcissists do is they create a whole new reality for you. So like how I was saying before about the manipulation, you come to them with an issue, they flip it on you and make it seem like you're really the problem and you're really overreacting. So you're just kind of sitting there like, okay, well, am I really overreacting? Maybe I was, maybe I am just doing too much, maybe there is really something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not fully healed from my previous relationship. And then there's that other part of you in your mind that's like, but no, like, this is really bothering me. Like, this is something I don't like. I've seen this before. Never really had a good outcome from seeing this before in previous relationships. And it's just that continuous ongoing battle in your mind of, okay, like, is this real or is this not? Am I right or am I wrong? Is this person being real with me or are they trying to play me right now? And that is so exhausting, just having that constant internal battle with your own self, and you're not getting any questions answered because you're just pretty much taking what the narcissist said to be the truth. And it's just exhausting, you guys. So if you feel exhausted and drained after having interactions with this person, or just even the thought of having to deal with this person, you probably are dealing with a narcissist. So I know I threw out a lot of information at you guys in this video today, but these are a few warning signs that I feel are very significant that could indicate you are dealing with the narcissist. So let me reiterate once again, if you only notice one sign that I mentioned, do not stress over it too much, because once again, everyone has a narcissistic trait about them. It only becomes an issue if you bring this issue up to that person and they are just not trying to hear it and they don't try to work on that problem within themselves. Or if all of the signs that I mentioned, or majority of the signs that I mentioned, are traits that you notice in this person, you most likely are dealing with the narcissist. How you choose to move forward from that is up to you. But just know I do have more videos coming, and I will be touching on that topic of how to deal with a narcissist. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope I was able to provide clarity and give a few answers in today's video that could help you to indicate if you are dealing with a possible narcissist or not. If you enjoyed my video and if you want to see more videos like this, just stay tuned for my series. Be sure to give me a huge thumbs up. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Be sure to share this video, click the bell so you receive notifications every time that I post, and of course subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.